Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer of Deuteronomy chapter 13. Today we're diving straight into an ancient text that lays out what is, honestly, a truly absolute and, frankly, terrifying test of allegiance. We're talking about the ultimate loyalty test. So right off the bat, the text throws this fascinating dilemma at us. What happens if a prophet comes along, performs a real, undeniable miracle right in front of your eyes, but then uses that success to tell you to worship other gods? It's a massive curveball, right? Well, to deal with this, the text lays out an escalating series of three very distinct threats. First up, we have threat number one, the public figure, or as the text calls it, the prophet and the dreamer of dreams. Now, look at the intense, almost poetic language used here. It explicitly commands, "Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet." Even if the miracle is totally real, listening to them is the ultimate betrayal. The text actually frames this whole deception as a deliberate test from God. He's literally testing the people to see if they truly love him with all their heart and soul. It's intense. But as you'll see, the danger doesn't just stay out there in the public square. The text quickly pivots. We go from a highly visible threat, a prophet testing the masses, to something that carries way more psychological weight. We're talking about a secret, intimate enticer. And that brings us to threat two, the intimate circle. This could be a brother, a daughter, a wife, or a friend who is as your own soul. If one of these close loved ones secretly tries to tempt you into idolatry, the text demands an absolute lack of forgiveness. The instructions are completely uncompromising. Do not consent, do not pity, do not spare, and do not conceal them. Basically, loyalty to God has to brutally supersede all human relationships. In fact, it requires the betrayed family member to literally cast the very first stone so that all of Israel will hear about it and fear doing the same. Finally, the escalation reaches its absolute peak with threat three, the systemic threat. This is the scenario of a fully corrupted city. For this, the text outlines a very rigorous and honestly completely destructive legal procedure. First, you have to inquire, search, and ask diligently to make sure it's true. But once confirmed, it goes straight into total annihilation. Smite the inhabitants and cattle with the sword, gather up all the spoil, burn the city to the ground, and leave it as a permanent heap of rubble forever. No rebuilding ever. So what does this all mean? We look at the theological justification for all of this under the ultimate purpose, turning away the fierceness of anger. It sets up a really stark paradox. It says that the Lord may turn from the fierceness of his anger and shew thee mercy, meaning the absolute destruction of this coarse thing, whether that's a public prophet, a close family member, or an entire city. That destruction is framed as the required path to actually secure God's compassion, his mercy, and the future multiplication of the people. It's wild to think about. Which leaves us with a profound historical tension to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. When you look at ancient legal codes like this, how does a society balance absolute religious allegiance with the natural, loving bonds of family and community? It's a huge question, and hopefully this overview sparks your curiosity to dig in and learn more.